Hello and welcome to my review of the Chaos Chosen for Slaves to Darkness for Warhammer Age of Sigmar from Games Workshop. Now presently in January 2023 the only way of picking up these Chosen, and I think they won't be in a set of 10 by the way, I think they'll be in a set of 5 when they release, is through the Slaves to Darkness Army Set, which will cost you £120. You can pick it up for under 100 third-party sellers. Prices, I really do think that a set of 5 will be probably £35 minimum. They might be 30, but considering Space Marine Chosen are 35, I think this is going to be a similar kind of price point. So already if you just put those prices in, that's £70 worth of Chaos Chosen you're getting, not including the £50 collector's edition, special edition battle tome, the demon prints and the Therodons, as well as the cards and things. So I think it's a pretty good deal. Whether we needed 10 in this set, I question. If I was given the choice, I'd probably have 5 of these and then 5 knights, or even 10 warriors, even if we've had the warriors before, just because this is a very elite unit, and having 10 in an army, even a small army, might be a bit too much, especially as you can only include them in your army as a unit of 5. So the format of this video, as usual, I'll have a look at all of these miniatures up close. We'll look at all the detail and things, then I'll go through the spare parts, of which there are a fair chunk of spare parts. Then we'll go through some size comparisons with other Slaves to Darkness miniatures, and finally I'll go through all of the rules for them. So let's have a look at the details of these Chaos Chosen. If you can remember the old Chaos Chosen, they were very odd looking miniatures. I'll put a picture in the top left now of what they used to look like, but they were very odd. They had these double handed great axes. These models right here are some of the best looking miniatures Slaves to Darkness now have. They are gorgeous, and I can't wait for the rest of the range to accompany them. It's one of the reasons why Slaves to Darkness are my main Age of Sigmar army. I'd probably say alongside Gloomspite Gits, really. I just like the look of some of these armies more than others, in terms of how they're going to look on the battlefield. I don't really care about whether they're going to be competitive, or how much magic they've got or anything like that, or missile weapons even. That's what I go for with these Age of Sigmar armies, how they look and how they're going to look on the board. So first things first, we've got a sort of chosen champion, I guess. This guy, you can build him in a number of ways. Their heads are sort of like limited to each body, but not, you can get away with gluing different heads on different bodies, so I'm just putting that out there. Each chosen model sort of has 2 options for like their pose, and with the pose comes kind of a different weapon. The shoulder pauldrons, you can mix and match all of them, that's fine. The legs will only go on certain torsos, but other than that, the arms, the weapons, the arm usually is connected to the weapons like dual-handed and things, and the heads and the pauldrons are sort of interchangeable. So that's the kind of chosen champion. I thought it was quite cool. He's just like, got his hand open in a way. This is the other option you can go for, maybe as a champion. I don't think he looks as good though. He's sort of like stabbing the blade in, or I don't know, issuing a chat. I don't know what he's doing, but you can see they've got the same sort of, I say, scenic bases, but look at the difference in the torsos, the chest, the chainmail there. Although they are like the same waist down, they're kind of not at the same time. I've picked the same shoulder pauldrons for some reason for that one, but different heads, different weapons, but kind of the same like legs and legs really. You've got these two kind of moving forward. I like the sense of weight you're getting with these. These are on these big sort of Terminator bases as well, for Chaos Chosen. But look at the differences between those two. One's got this hammer that he's probably just swung. This one's about to swing this gigantic dual-handed mace, different helmets as well. For some reason I've gone for the same shoulder pauldrons, but usually that's because I'm not going to have them in a group of 10. I'm going to have them like a group of 5. And these weapons, doesn't matter what weapons you go for, because they're all like ensorcelled weapons or something. So you know, it doesn't matter whether you go for a mace or an axe or a hammer, they all do the same thing. Speaking of axes, there's some really cool looking axes in this set. I think this is an axe, sort of, but you've got these two here. This one about to chop some wood, it looks like. This one just standing there, quite stoic looking. Yeah, very cool. And then you've got this one, which was, yeah, this one here. So look at the differences there. For some reason, again, I've gone for the same head. Oh well. And the same shoulder pauldron, but you can change it all out if you really wish. But look at the difference, you know, even though they're the same sort of torsos and legs, where the axes and things really just, yeah, sets them apart. Then you've got these two. So these are like the you know, banner bearer. There is like a proper banner you can have instead of this icon that I've used. I just thought the icon looks nice and spiky and chaos, especially with this mace and his spiky helmet. And then I've gone for the musician with this drum. I wish the drum was a bit more chaosified with spikes around the side and things, but I like the fact that the drum is like, he's using like a skull on the end of it to beat the drum itself. And then if that wasn't enough, he's got his ensorcelled weapon and a little hatchet thing on the back. That sword is huge. I would have liked to see more swords in this set. I know they've got these big great axes and things, but you know, the only kind of sword we get is this one, and it's just not as cool looking as this sword. You know, this sword has got an eye and a face on it, really demonic looking blade, and I would have liked to see more blades in this. But the hammers are good, especially that one. The axes and the maces are fantastic. Yeah, there's not really much I can change with this set. Very happy with the options that you get and the number of parts, and the poses are pretty decent too. Speaking of spare parts, let's have a little look at all of these, and you do get a ton, because I guess it's kind of two you know, box sets of these units, so kind of double what you'd normally expect. So already you can see from all of these Slaves to Darkness minis that you're getting a lot of spare parts. So right here we've got, you know, different weapon options. So you've got axes, you've got big maces, hammers, another axe. Yeah, you've got that sword on the back, so maybe you could put that on another warrior. You got this sword, which I think is the same as that. Yeah, seems to be. This mace. You've got, you know, another drum. You've got two banners as well as another icon, so maybe you could use them for your Chaos Warriors at some point. You've got a number of helmeted heads and helmetless heads, you know, so if you wanted to go for the Slanesh or Nurgle theme where they like showing their disgusting faces and things, then you can. I've gone for a full armoured up helmeted force though. I think it looks quite cool. You've got these icons that you put on the well, on the icon banner, I guess, for which Mark of Chaos you've chosen, and you know, you're going to get a load of these now because there's two lots. But yeah, a decent number of heads there. I want to say you get 15 spare heads there, which is, yeah, a decent number, and I can't see why you couldn't use them for like a champion or something for the warriors when they come out. So that's all the spare parts, as you can see, a decent amount. Okay then, size comparisons. Well. Firstly, I'd just like to compare them to other miniatures in this Slaves to Darkness Army set. So we'll start off with a Therodon right there. The Chosen are big, don't get me wrong, they are big minis on the 40mm Terminator bases, but these Therodons, yeah, they do dwarf them a little bit. And then if we compare the Chosen to the Demon Prince, the included Demon Prince, you can see that the Demon Prince towers above all of them. So it's a pretty big, tall force anyway, especially compared to any other sort of, you know, humanoid races and things, or orcs or and that's not including like Orcs and Gits and Lumineth. I mean, these are big miniatures for the Slaves to Darkness range. Then I can compare them to just a normal Chaos Warrior, I guess. So this is what you're sort of up against. Look how big they are compared to a Chaos Warrior. Is it Primaris and Space Marine sort of size difference? Kind of, yeah, I'd say so. So if you like the Chaos Warriors on their sort of 32mm bases, you'll really enjoy the Chosen. The Chosen is just so much bigger and bulkier than the Warriors, and the Warriors looked very decent already. Compared to other sort of standard size miniatures, so we've got a Chaos Knight here. You know, look at the Chosen compared to the Knight. Almost, you know, at the horse's head level, really. And then we've got the Varangard right here. Yeah, so now we're getting it into a bit of a bigger scale now with this Varangard, fair bit taller. So that's that. Chaos Lord on a Karkadrak right here. Yeah, towers above all these, so that would be a nice little narrative army if you just had the Chaos Lord and Karkadrak, and then all these Chosen and a load of warriors, maybe some Knights and Varangard. Yeah, that'd look very, very cool. And the final size comparison I'd like to make is just with some Warhammer 40,000 miniatures. So we've got Space Marine. So if you're used to Space Marines, these Chosen are bigger. Are they Primaris, you know, Chaos Warriors? Yeah, sort of. This one's taller than a Primaris, which is quite, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to find out what Primaris looked on 40mm bases, this is going to kind of be it, really. But yeah, have we got another one that isn't so tall, I guess? Nope. This one's taller than Primaris too. So yeah, that just goes to show these are like the Primaris of the Age of Sigmar at the moment, compared to Slime Marbo as well, fair bit smaller than a Chosen, but these are big. You know, that's the whole kind of takeaway from this size comparison, is the Chosen are way bigger than their previous. I think they were in metal and then they were converted to fine cast for a while. And they might have even been plastic. I never got them, so put it down in the comments what they eventually turned out to be. Okay, so this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Slaves to the Darkness Chosen. You'll find them in your brand new 3rd edition Slaves to the Darkness Battle Tome, and oddly they are placed straight after the Dark Oath units, just before the Chaos Spawn and just before the Chaos Warriors and Knights. I probably would have put them after the Chaos Spawn, but there we are. So the Chaos Chosen, they don't have a battlefield role. However, they do count as battle line in a host of the Ever-Chosen army. So if you're going for Archaon and host of the Ever-Chosen, you can have them as battle line, which is horrific. The unit size is 5, you can't get any more than that. Obviously you can get 2 units of 5, but the points cost for these is 240 points just for the 5. I know I'm showing 10 and I've shown 10 all the way through this, but typically their unit is 5. Their stat line reads, they're a movement of 5 inches, save of 3+, bravery 8 and 3 wounds. Now that save of 3+ is pretty much unheard of in Age of Sigmar, so these have kind of got Space Marine saves. They're absolutely fantastic. Compared to a Chaos Warrior, what you're getting is you're getting an extra bravery and an extra wound. The Chaos Warriors also have those 3+ saves. Each model in a Chaos Chosen unit is armed with a Soul Splitter. What does this weapon do? Well, it's a range of 2 inches, it's 3 attacks, 3+ to wound, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -1 to rend and damage 2. It's very, very solid. You know, you got 5 of these, you're spitting out 15 attacks, good rend, good damage. Champion. 1 unit in this model can be an Exalted Champion. Add 1 to the attacks characteristic of that model's Soul Splitter. So you're now getting 4 attacks with that one. Standard Bearer. 1 in every 5 models in this unit can be an Icon Bearer. Add 1 to the bravery characteristic of this unit if it includes any Icon Bearers. Musician. 1 in every 5 models in this unit can be a Skull Drummer. Add 1 to charge rolls for this unit if it includes any Skull Drummers. That's quite standard. Heralds of Ruination. Once per battle in the combat phase, after this unit has fought for the first time in that phase, you can say that they will unleash ruin. If you do so, this unit can fight for a second time in that phase. That is horrific. You can fight for a second time. The strike last effect applies to this unit when they fight for that second time though. Fair enough. Soul Splitter. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a Soul Splitter is a 6, that attack inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any normal damage. That's the key thing there, in addition to any normal damage. So on 6s to attack, you're getting those mortal wounds, which is fantastic. You know, you've got your 16 attacks there in total. There's going to be a chance you're going to get a few of those 6s. Rewards of Chaos. If this unit is part of a Slaves to Darkness army, after deployment you can roll once on the Eye of the Gods table for this unit. It's pretty good. Keywords: Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, Mark of Chaos, Mortal, Chaos, Chosen. So how do these really compare to the Chaos Warriors? Well, for Chaos Warriors, they are straight up battle line. You can get 10 of them for cheaper points, you know, for 220 points. They have their murderous weapons, or ensorcelled halberds. They're murderous weapons. They have less attacks and they do less damage. The ensorcelled halberds though, they're harder to hit units, and they have fewer attacks again and lower damage. And the Chaos Warriors also have their they have a ward of 5+ against mortal wounds. I think the Chaos Chosen maybe not should have had this, you know, ward save, but maybe a 6+ instead, given how many points they cost. But the ability to cause mortal wounds, the ability to have these Soul Splitter weapons, which are horrific, and the ability to fight twice in the phase, it is fantastic for the Chosen, and that's one of the reasons you'll get them, as well as them looking absolutely awesome. But what do you guys think? I'm interested to find out. Please do put your thoughts and comments down below, as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Archaon Protects.